Raising chickens information. 34. One kind called lavender, self blue, or true blue. The birds are generally of uniform color and when mated together produce offspring of the same color. The more common kind of blue, called blue, Andalusian blue, or standard blue, results from a complex combination of genetic factors that modify black feathers so they appear to be blue laced in black with cocks darker than the hens. This color is characteristic of the Andalusian breed as well as several varieties such as blue Cochin, blue Orpington, and blue Rosecomb. When two birds of this color are mated, only about 50% of the resulting offspring are blue. Breeding standard blue chickens of the desirable color is difficult as they can appear in many different shades, often with undesirable brassiness, mossiness, or smut. However, chickens may have both standard blue and self-blue genes, making it possible to develop true blue chickens over several generations by selectively breeding breeds, having blue pigmentation in the down as chicks, feathers, or legs, and continuing to breed the best blue offspring. Breeding true blues carries its own difficulty as it can eventually result in deformed wing and tail feathers. Blue Andalusian. See Andalusian blue. Blue egg. An egg with a blue shell, such as is laid by an Americana or Araucana hen. Since the blue egg gene is dominant, a hen that lays blue eggs is not necessarily a purebred Americana or Araucana. Similarly, Americana or Araucana hen that lays non-blue eggs is not purebred. For instance, mating a blue egg layer with a brown egg layer results in hens that lay green eggs. A flock of Americanas and Araucanas that lay eggs with green shells or any color other than blue may be brought back to laying blue eggs in a few generations by hatching eggs with the bluish shells. By using only breeder cocks that hatched from blue shell eggs and by breeding the offspring only to birds that lay eggs with blue shells. See also shell color. Blue Hen's chicken. A strain of Old English game birds that was famous during colonial days, when cockfighting was a national pastime. The offspring of a particular blue hen owned by Jonathan Caldwell of Kent County, Delaware, were known as especially fierce fighters. When the Revolutionary War started in 1775, Captain Caldwell and his Kent County Company became known as Sons of the Blue Hen. According to one legend, they acquired the nickname because they had taken along some of the Blue Hen's chickens to amuse themselves between battles. The story is pretty unlikely for two reasons. Fighting men on the move don't carry anything more than is absolutely necessary, and those men would have known that the cock's inevitable crowing would give away their position to the enemy. A more likely version is that the company fought so valiantly that they were nicknamed after their captain's famous fighting cocks. During the Civil War, another company from Kent County was called the Blue Hen's Chickens. In 1939, Blue Hen chicken became the state bird. Sponsored by the Delaware chapter of the National Society of Daughters of Founders and Patriots of America. 35. Although no chicken today is a descendant of Caldwell's Blue Hen, over the years, various fanciers within the state have developed strains of Blue Old English in an attempt to replicate the legendary originals. Because the University of Delaware called its various athletic teams the Fighting Blue Hens. One such fancier felt the teams should have Blue Old English as mascots in the 1960s, gave several pair to the university, where they are called Delaware Blue Hens. A professor there attempted to improve the color by crossing them with blue Andalusians. As a result, today's Delaware Blue Hens are not the same as Caldwell's Blue Hens chickens. Bluing, a household product sometimes sold as laundry blue or washing blue, used to brighten the color of white fabrics during laundering. Added to the final rinse when washing a chicken for show. Bluing brightens the plumage of a white chicken. Use no more than 2 drops of bluing, or the bird may turn blue. To prevent streaking, thoroughly stir the bluing into the water before rinsing the bird. Body. The remainder of a chicken, after excluding the head, neck, wings, tail, thighs, legs, and feet. In describing a bird's shape, the bird is considered to be the entire chicken. In describing a bird's plumage color, the body is considered to consist of the lower sides, abdomen, and stern, but not the back and breast. Body temperature. The normal body temperature of a chick is just under 107 degrees Fahrenheit, 41.7 Celsius. And of a mature chicken is about 103 degrees Fahrenheit, 39.5 Celsius. A chicken's temperature normally decreases slightly at night and during cool weather, and increases slightly during the day and in warm weather. Body type, C-type. Booster, an additional dose of vaccine or toxoid periodically given to increase or renew the effectiveness of the first dose. Booted Bantum, a breed of true Bantum that was developed in the Netherlands from Bantams originating in Asia, closely related to the Belgian bearded Diokel. The booted Bantam was once considered a non-bearded variety of the same breed. The breed comes in several color varieties, has a single comb, and has fully feathered legs with vulture hocks. The hens lay a small white shell egg and readily brood. Here is a picture of a blue egg. Here is a picture of a booted Bantam hen. It's got the boots, the feathers over the feet. Those are boots. Brown and white and black, like salt and pepper, but mostly brown. $36. Boots. Feathers on the shanks and toes combined with vulture hocks, as it is characteristic of the Belgian Diokel, a booted Bantam, and Sultan, but undesirable in other breeds with feather legs. Botulism, a potentially fatal illness caused by toxins generated by Clostridium botulinum bacteria. These bacteria naturally live in soil and commonly occur in the intestines of chickens without causing disease. But they create powerful toxins as they rapidly multiply in the carcass of a dead bird or other animal, or in a rotting cabbage or other solid vegetable. A chicken that gets poisoned from pecking at rotting organic matter, or the maggots feeding on it, or from drinking water containing rotting matter, becomes gradually paralyzed from the feet up. It is also called limberneck because the progressive paralysis cause wings to droop and the neck to go limp. By the time the eyelids are paralyzed, the bird looks dead but continues to live until either its heart or respiratory system becomes paralyzed. If the chicken isn't too far gone, it might be brought around with botulinum antitoxin available from a veterinarian, or with a laxative flush to absorb the toxins and speed their journey through the intestines. Botulism may be prevented by promptly removing any dead bird or any animal found in the yard, and by not feeding chickens rotting kitchen scraps or garden refuse, also called limberneck. Bowlegs, a deformity in which the legs, as viewed from the front or back, are farther apart at the hocks than at the feet. Boxing, a bloodless variation of cockfighting in which the cock spurs are covered with foam rubber and the birds wear vests that electronically record hits so they can spar without causing injury or being injured. That's pretty cool. Brahma, a breed developed in the United States from chickens that supposedly originated in India's Brahmaputra River Valley. It is one of the largest breeds, but also has a Bantum version. The Brahma has a pea-comb and feathered legs and comes in a few color varieties. The hens lay brown shell eggs and brood easily. Braille, to restrict flight temporarily by wrapping one wing with a soft cord or strap so it can't be open for flight. Brailing is sometimes used to prevent a show chicken from flying so its 37 appearance won't otherwise be marred by feather clipping, or to ground a young bird that will eventually grow too heavy to fly. The cord must be moved to the opposite wing every 2 weeks so it doesn't get so tight it causes damage, and so the bird can exercise its wing muscles. The cord must be moved to the opposite wing every 2 weeks so it doesn't get so tight it causes damage, and so the bird can exercise its wing muscles. The cord used for brailing. Brassy, an undesirable yellowish metallic hue in red, white, or blue plumage, and less commonly in other colors, especially in a cock's hackle, wing bow, and saddle. Brassiness may be hereditary or the result of diet, but is most often induced by excessive exposure to direct sunlight. Breakup, to discourage a hen from brooding so she will continue to lay eggs. Depending on how determined the hen is to set, she may be broken up with one or more of the following measures. Collect eggs often so they don't accumulate in the nest. Repeatedly remove the hen from the nest. Move or cover the nest so she can't get to it. House the hen in a different place. Confine the hen to a broody coop. Breast. The front underside of a chicken's body from the base of the neck to between the legs, including the muscle on both sides of the breastbone. Breast blister. A blister resulting from pressure on the breastbone's keel from the ground or other hard surface, commonly seen in heavy breed males and in broilers. The blister is uncomfortable for the bird, but does not pose a serious health risk unless it becomes infected. A blister does, however, mar the appearance of a broiler raised for meat. Breast blisters may be prevented by housing heavy breeds on soft litter or grassy pasture rather than on wire or hard packed bedding, and by removing roosts. Breast blisters may be minimized in broilers by reducing their growth rate, also called keel bursitis, keel cyst, sternal bursitis. Breastbone. The large bony plate covering more than half of the front part of a chicken's body to protect its internal organs and provide a place for attachment of the flight muscles. A chicken's breastbone is long in comparison to swimming birds, which have a wide breastbone, and flying birds, in which the breastbone is nearly as wide as it is long. The end of the breastbone in cartilage in a young chicken and hardens as the bird matures, providing a way to determine if a particular bird is young or old. See pages 18, Anatomy, and 44, Butchering, for illustrations, also called keelbone. Sternum. Breed. To mate a cock and hen or hens, for the purpose of obtaining fertile eggs. A genetically pure line having a common origin, similar weight, carriage, conformation, and other identifying characteristics, and the ability to reliably produce offspring with the same characteristics. Most chickens breeds fall into one of three categories. Standardized breeds are those for which a formal description has been published. They generally have limited genetic diversity, 38, and therefore limited variability, although many standardized breeds are subdivided into two or more distinct varieties. Standardized chickens are bred to conform in appearance to a formal description for their breed, which may vary from country to country. A standardized breed may be deliberately created through selective breeding or be formalized from a land race breed. Nearly all chicken breeds in North America are standardized. Land race breeds are isolated local populations that have developed over many centuries. They have greater genetic diversity than standardized breeds and much more variability. When deliberate selective breeding is involved, these chickens are bred to produce well in a specific natural environment. The few landrace chicken breeds in North America are recent imports. Industrial breeds are those for the mass production of meat or eggs. They were originally developed from standardized varieties, largely white varieties of Cornish, Leghorn, and Plymouth Rock, but have more limited gene pool, by some accounts lacking more than half the genetic diversity available to the species, and even greater uniformity. Industrial breeds are bred for consistency in laying ability or growth rate and for efficient feed conversion in a controlled environment. Breed Club, an organization devoted to promoting a specific breed on a national or regional scale. Most groups are run by volunteers and therefore come and go according to the enthusiasms of the current crop or staffers. The best way to locate a currently active breed club is to search the internet. Breeder, a mature chicken involved in the production of fertile eggs for the purpose of hatching the next generation. A person who manages such chickens. Breeder ration, a complete feed designed to fulfill all nutritional requirements for the production of eggs for hatching. See also feeding breeders. Breeder quality, BQ, a chicken with minor defects that would bar it from winning at a show, but with a genetic potential to produce show quality offspring. Breeding Quartet, one cock mated with 3 hens of the same breed and variety, also called Quartet. Breed True, to produce offspring that are exactly like the parents. Breed Type, C type. Bridge, feed that has packed tight and remains suspended in a tube feeder, creating an empty area at the bottom after the feed below has been eaten. Thus, feed remains in the feeder, but the chickens have nothing to eat. Compared to crumbles or pellets, mash tends to pack and bridge in a tube feeder that's filled to more than 2/3 capacity. Broiler, a young tender chicken raised for meat. Commercial strain broilers are ready to butcher at 5 to 6 weeks of age. Utility breeds may take 12 weeks or more. 39. Management issues pertaining to homegrown meat birds primarily relate to rapid growth and heavy weight. Common issues for commercial strain broilers are lameness, breast blister, and heart failure. For utility breeds, breast blister is the most common concern, also called fryer meat bird. Broiler assistites. See assistites. Ascites? I don't know how to pronounce that. Broiler house, a building for confining a large number of chickens raised for meat. Bronze, an undesirable red-brown metallic hue in solid red, black, or white plumage. Brood, to sit on eggs until they hatch. They care for newly hatched chicks, the chicks themselves. Brooder, a mechanical device that supplies chicks with warmth and protection, similar to what a mother hen provides. A brooder may be homemade or ready built, small or large, stationary or portable, and heated by electricity, oil, hot water, or hot air. All the various styles fall into 3 basic categories. Box brooder, a single portable unit that is generally square or rectangular, hence the name, but may be round or oval. A ready-built box brooder is made of metallic and/or plastic. A homemade brooder may be fashioned from a container of suitable size, such as a sturdy cardboard box or a galvanized livestock water tank with a light bulb or heat lamp, furnishing warmth. Battery brooder, a ready-built unit consisting of a series of box brooders stacked one on top of the other, allowing a large number of chicks to be brooded in a limited space. The individual units may be used to house chicks of different ages or different breeds. Area brooder, a portion of a barn, shed, or other outbuilding with a heat source surrounded by a brooder guard. An area brooder is an economical way to raise large number of chicks and allow them to be started in the same facility where they will live at maturity. Brooder guard, a 12 to 18 inch, 30 to 45.7 centimeter high corrugated cardboard fence that confines brooded chicks to within 2 to 3 feet, 0.6 to 0.9 meters of a heat source, also called chick corral. Brooder pneumonia, aspergillosis. Here is a picture of brood. It shows the mother hen in the nest with the 3 chicks.